Okay, so I have heard many scholars, they have outlined about how to write, how to design, how to draft, and from starting to end everything to publish, till publish, how you have to be careful with your research presentation or drafting. Today, I would like to highlight the importance of choosing the research types, or just to understand what is your question or the aim of the research, and how to clearly know that what type of research that you are going to do, so that which research design will fix will fix into that. So first and foremost, we have to understand the types of research. So I thought of sharing my knowledge and expertise on research types, understanding the landscape for this international refresher course on research writing methods and techniques. First of all, I'm very sure that you all know, and you have now been throughout the week, you have learned what is a research, right? So research means what? So that is the most important question, and you should have a clear idea about it. So are you doing just a search or research? Research in the sense you are not going to discover something newly, entirely new, but you are going to do a systematic investigation and into a study. Yes, please. Yes. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sure. We can hear you.
Okay. So we should know research is a systematic investigation and into study materials and sources to establish facts and reach new conclusion. So we cannot say that retrieving an information from a computer or from any sources, books or anything is not a research. For example, if someone say that I'm going to buy a car, and I am doing a research on what are the types of car available in the market. So it is not a research. So it's just finding information. So we should know the difference between just finding information and research. So research is, it's vast. It's like an ocean. So it has already, someone must have done something for a thing, and you are going to find a new conclusion or expand the knowledge towards it. That is all about research. So to research, it involves careful study of subject to discover new facts or information. Especially, it's a process of discovery, often involving experimentation and analysis to expand our world, understanding of the world. So this is the most important thing we have to understand. There will be an hypothesis or some concept. We are going to put it into experiment and see the results and analysis. So these are the things that involves most importantly. So if you just say what we have to do, how we start a research, we have to start with reading a lot of articles. Those already exist in the databases, maybe online platform or maybe books in the form of books. So nowadays it's very available in the online platforms. There are so very well maintained and very standardized online resources are there. So we have to find that and read a lot and get the idea of what is my question, or what is my aim, objective of my research. Or we say in research term, research question we say. So we have to first identify our question, our aim, and develop ideas through reading the previous or exist research which has already been done by some others. So in this way, we have to think in different perspective, and also fund matters. We have to think who is going to fund for our research, and the planning, well planned. So if you know about what research type that you are going to do, what category it falls into, and then you can design your research methodology. Research methodology means that it gives the framework of everything. How are you going to do this? How are you going to collect the information or data? And which method you are going to use for sampling, and which and then analysis method, which one you are going to use, which one you're going to choose, which one will be appropriate for your research aim or a question. In this way, you have to plan out. So you can first identify your research type. That will definitely help you to define your research methodology. And then recording after just collection just may involve surveys and everything. And afterwards, once your data are collected, and you have to go through the analysis process. And once you does the analysis, and then you have to interpret it, what you found out, what's your results, and discuss it. And in this way, and then final stage would be published. So this is the fundamental stages of research, we say. So research is, we are searching something, information, fact, or a thing which is already available, but you are going to find a new solution for it, new conclusion for that, or maybe you're going to expand your knowledge towards it. So these should be very clear when you are doing a research. Why we have to categorize? Let's look at why we have to categorize research. Is it important? Yes. Why? As I already mentioned, the clarity comes. First, you know that this is my question, or this is what I'm going to do, what methods and everything I'm going to use. Then it gives you a picture of clarity. So it helps define your study's purpose. And I'm sure you all must be aware that all research has a purpose. And not only that we are doing for a sake of doing research, there should be a valid purpose to conduct a research, because it involves many things. There are many ethical concerns also. So we have to think about if it is a purposeful one, and if it is useful one for the society or in any way, then it gives a clarity. And then also it helps us to choose the methodology. Methodology in the sense, there are many methodologies in research when you conduct a research. So it helps which framework will suit for this research, the one that you have now. So it gives you a clarity and guides choices of methods, and also expectation, set realistic outcomes. So it's just, you know, now, if you are, for example, if you want to travel somewhere, if you know the map already, then you can do it easily. Otherwise, you might get lost in halfway. So you know what to start, where to end, and what are the expectations. Everything you will get the full idea of it, clear picture of it. And then communication, most importantly, simplifies understanding for others. So for example, if you have a question, a research question in your mind, and you write in a paper, but you don't know where it comes, under which category it belongs to. And when you convey that question to other people, they will also get confused. So if, let's say, if you're a collaborative research you are doing, or else you might, even if you are doing alone, you have supervisors, you have people to support you, and that time you won't be able to convey your message. So it simplifies understanding for others, even when you are conducting or throughout the process of research, at the same time publishing it to the people, and while writing report, there will be a clear communication, what you are talking about and what you have done in your research, and how you have performed, and what is the next scope of this research. So it gives a clearance for everything. So that is the main reason that we should know which research type that you are going to present, or we are going to conduct. To look at that, first I simplify here. There are many ways, many scholars, many articles, books, they define these types of research in many ways. From just a viewpoint, I'm just sharing three main here. We can we can define this as application in the viewpoint of application and objectives and inquiry mode. So for example, application in the sense like how you practically, it involves practical investigations. Application method we say, for example, if you are conducting or investigating on a concept or a theory, it is basic, we say basic or pure research. But application in the sense which will include some a practical aspect. Like for example, if you say in physics and all, if you use if you do experiment on solar cells, what is the efficient of that solar cell when it comes to when it's exposed to less sunlight, and when it's in the afternoon, and different times different level of sunlight that solar cell gets. So how it affects this type of things, you have to do practical experimental thing and see. So this involves we say this type of investigation involved research application method. And we have two, the pure research is all about concepting. Concept in the sense phenomenon or a concept. Usually this happens in universities. That means that in the universities, PhD students, they research about a concept that already exists, and there they don't much involve into experiment or investigation. What they will do is they will expand that further knowledge. Like for example, let's say Newton's theory. So this already exists, but they are going to understand it thoroughly, deeply. So that type of research, we call it pure research. Applied research in the sense like solar cells, which I mentioned already. And let's say that based on objectives, there are other methods: descriptive research, exploratory research, and correlational research, and explanatory research. That is based on objective of our research. So each and everything I will give an explanation and example the following slides. And the next one is inquiry mode. It's based on how you do these things, like what we can say, like quantitative and qualitative we say. Which method, is it involved with descriptive things? Is it involved with numbers or statistics? So numbers and statistics means it would be quantitative research, and qualitative research would be about characteristic of if you are going to find out about characteristic of certain things. So let's look at each and everything. What is the definition and how we will explain them, how we can use it. Now, for example, so we have to choose our types of research based on purpose and outcome, we say. First one is basic or fundamental pure research, we say, which, as I already mentioned, the Newton's theory, or we can say any phenomenon, any concept which is already existing, and you are going to understand it more in depth. So the goal would be expand knowledge, understand phenomena. The focus will be theory development or universal principles, anything which is common and you are going to understand it deeper. Example, studying quantum physics. So this is already existing, but you are, for your knowledge expansion, you are going to learn more about it and do more understanding about it. That is about basic or fundamental research. And the next one is applied research, which has solved practical problems. So whatever the problems, usually research means many people say that if there's a problem, we are going to find out a solution out of research. Exactly, that is the most of the time we are doing. But it's not always the case. Sometimes it can be theoretical based also. Theory-based ones are basic one. And the one which has social problems, for social problems, for example, corona exists, right? COVID-19. So COVID-19 time, it was a problem to the society, and we have to find a solution for that. So we did a practical, it was urgent, right? So immediate application, they focus, the scientists focus. So this is they trying to find a solution for that. So in this case, we call it applied research because it's a problem solving scenario. So this type of one. Another one we can say, for example, developing a new drug for a disease. Yes, in the medical field it comes. So if something, a problem, a disease is a problem for the community, so we are going to find out a drug. So this is a problem solving approach. So to do that, you have to do more experimental things, investigations, such as using people and how to make controls, different variables you have to use. And it is based on problems. So applied research can be, it is useful mainly in medical and healthcare fields. And the next important one is action research. So action research means that solve problems within a specific context. Which, for example, we say something, that is also a kind of problem solving one, but it has a cyclical process. First you plan out and you just whatever the plan or intervention that you have planned, you will apply it the field. Or let's say that you are you are going to do introduce a new strategy for teaching in your classroom or in your college. So if you are going to do it, you have to first what strategy, what is the existing one, and then how you can improve that. You have to analyze everything, plan it out, and what intervention or what strategy that you're going to introduce there, and how you are going to implement there. Everything you have to plan out, and then you have to put that plan into action, that we say acting. And then you have to observe how that intervention works, right? How it is working. So what the strategy is introduced, how well it is working there. So observing means that you are collecting evidence of this, how well it has improved. And reflecting, in the sense you are doing an evaluation that how well it has worked and what amendment you have to do with this strategy. Is it 100% effective, or some changes you have to do, right? And then you again you develop it. If there is any amendments need to be done, you develop a new strategy, and you just again you are going to plan it out, how to implement it, which period of time, and which group of people, what age group of children that you are going to implement this. So in this way, you're planning, acting, observing, and reflecting. This is a cycle. So always there will be a modification. So this is, we say, action research. This is usually used in educational this thing, but it's not limited to educational field also. And based on approach or nature of data, that once we collect, we divide into three important division or sectors. We say quantitative research, which involves numerical data, statistical analysis. So what is the goal here? Main goal is measure, test hypothesis, and generalize. For example, quantitative research would be like, let's say if you're going to measure how many children got the scores in a classroom, right? So you can compare how many boys got high achievers, how many girls are high achievers. So you can compare these things. So these kind of things, whichever that involves with numerical things, numbers, figures, we call it quantitative. So the nature will be numerical data, and the characteristic will be objective and structured, and you can use it to large samples. So which means that you can use large population. You can implement for a large population and find out because it will be accurate. If it is with numbers, it will be very accurate. So you can use the same these things for the large population also by using for a small one. So that is the most important one. You will be using surveys and experiments, the time statistics, numbers, everything will be measurable. Qualitative research, in the meantime, it means non-numerical data. We use text, images, audios, those things. So their goal would be explore the meanings or experiences or understanding of people. We are getting people's, maybe could be opinions. For example, we say that your research is in business. You are going to find out if you have already launched a new product, and you would like to know how the customer satisfaction around it, how do they feel about it. So these type of things. So you are understanding people, right? You're asking people. You can conduct surveys and ask them how's their experience, how's their opinions. These type of things are qualitative because they are subjective. And so we do usually interviews we can conduct, and sometimes we use a focus group in the sense choosing a group of people, and we have a discussion with them. So they openly say about things and what their opinion. So we take their recordings and then we do a research. This type of research is we call qualitative research. And it could be observation as well. And the themes, perception, it includes everything. And also the mixed method, in the sense that is that can involve both the methods, quantitative research and qualitative research. So nature would be combines both, and it will give a deep understanding, comprehensive understanding, and triangulation. It leverages strengths of both approaches. So sometimes we have to, let's say, now the same example we will come, like the new product, a new detergent or something is being launched, and we got people's opinion, what people say, and everything in the form of interviews. But if the same research, if we are conducting on how many percentage of people like this product, how many percentage of people did not like this product, or how many men like this project, or how many women like this product. If we analyze that data, the numerical figure, it comes under quantitative. So if you combine these both, it will be a mixed research. So same one business setup, they can start with qualitative research, like interviewing people, trying to get their opinions from them. And then the same opinion, these things can be used also as a quantitative. They use how many people they have interviewed, how many of them are men, how many of them are women, how many of them are children, and who prefers it more, who doesn't like it. So in this way, if you do that, will be quantitative. And if you mix both, it will be a mixed research. So this is a simple idea for mixed method research. And also, I said in the chart, I mentioned that there was a based on inquiry process or a time frame. Also, there are certain categories we can categorize. So first one is descriptive research. So descriptive in the sense, it will give you the answer for what is it. Describe characteristic of a population or a phenomenon. It could be population or a phenomenon. So it's like detailing, right? What is? Example, a study on current student demographics. How many students, how many girls studying this research course? How many in this platform we can make, right? This, yeah, how many women present here? How many gentlemen present here? So what is the demographic, these things? So we can analyze that. So that kind of, that's a simple example, but descriptive research is all about what is it. So it could be a characteristic wise. And the next one is correlational research, which means that examine relationship between variables. So I'm sure that all these days, I think more than 5 days, you have been listening to the lectures here, so you must be aware about that. Every research has variables, right? When you're doing a research, we control variables, and we sometimes we see the correlation between variable. So if you are testing two variables, what is the correlation, how it works? For example, we say that the same example I take, that solar panel. So solar panel is solar cell, we say, then that is with light, it increases, right? So what happens to the saved energy? It increases. So two things you take, two factors you take, and you see which one is increasing, or sometimes it can be opposite also. One increases, other one can be decreases. So what is the relationship here? Is it a positive or is it a negative? So this type of research, we call it correlational research. So is there a relationship? Sometimes there will be nothing. There's no difference between, like, when this is increased, the A is increased, B will not decrease. It will not be affected. So that type of relation, it gives the answer. So that's, we say, correlational research. So for example, relationship between study hours and exam scores. If someone says that study hours, when you increase the study hours, exam scores also increase. In just if you when you look at it, it will look like same. But when you do research, you do a proper steps of taking the control separately and the variables separately. And when you're conducting an investigation, you might come to know there are other factors also affecting this exam scores. It's not only the study hours. So in this way, we find out the correlation between two variables. So that helps us a lot in finding out that. And then casual or comparative ex post facto research, we say, which means that we do a research on the already existing cause and now find out the effect of it. Explore cause and effect relationship after the fact. So here, impact of pre-existing medical conditions on recovery. So already the course must have been done. The researcher is not going to do the, he does not going to do the courses, or he does not want to affect the course, but it is already done. He's going to only analyze the effect of. So it will come under experimental, like cause and effect. But it will not give a clear idea for depth as experimental research. So it is the difference between them. So ex post factor, for example, if you analyze children, they get education level or their scores affected by parents' divorce, these things, family conditions, you say. So here, by the time the researcher is doing the research, the course is already done. He will take two groups of people or children. Those parents are divorced. That means it had happened already. And he will choose them. And he will choose a group of people whose parents are not divorced. They have a healthy family background. So here, he's not going to examine on the cause. Cause is already happened. But he will analyze the effect here. Effect in the sense the scores, compare the scores, and he will try to find out the relationship. So this is the difference between casual comparative research and experimental research. Experimental research, he will be doing everything there. That means a cause and effect. For example, this type of research is mainly used in medical research, scientific research, and agriculture. If they are finding out something new medicine, drugs, or pesticides, at that time you have to do experimental. At that time, so establish true cause and effect. So this will be deeper than the previous one. And manipulation of independent variables, control group, randomization will be there. And example for an effect of a new teaching method on student performance. So this also can be taken under this category, experimental. So experimental is always about cause and effect. So it is more depthly, it takes time. And let's look at the exploratory. So experiment is cause and effect, investigation based. Exploratory, this means investigate new areas or generate ideas, gain insight. When you know little about your topic, for example, let's say that you are going to introduce a new product in the market. But before doing that, before launching that product, you are going to get an idea about people's opinion. What are they like it? And what is their reaction towards the new product? Are they anticipating it, or are they are not interested at all? So this type of things, you don't know anything about it, right? This is little you know about it because it's a new thing. And usually this is used in marketing or business research. So there they will investigate new areas, and they will find out from people by interviewing them or giving surveys. You will understand, you will gain more insights, even though you have gone with a different idea. From in interviewing them or doing a survey with them, you will understand more deeper, you will get more insights. And this is very useful for surveys to conduct, like new product launching, or just to get people or customers satisfaction ideas, and what is their anticipation, like that, their opinions. And the explanatory research is about explaining, right? So explain why phenomena occurs. So here is also explanatory sense, like have a phenomena that basic, we said basic, you will not go in so depth, but explanatory means that why this is happening, establishing cause and effect. So clear explanation would be there for a cause and effect. So that type of one, we say explanatory. It could come under experimental, and then it will more further detailedly, it might explain the why factor here. And the next one is longitudinal research. This is about, this is also experimental, but it takes time. So because of its time, we have said longitudinal. So, so data collected over extended period of time. This type of research is mostly used in medical field, because they have to do repeatedly the investigation over a period of time and test to introduce a new drug or new medication or a new vaccination, right? So this type of comes under that. And the purpose is observe changes over or developments over a period of time. So it helps to identify a phenomenon or a theory or a new investigation very clearly, because it takes time. And there are advantages and disadvantages of these all type of research. But to understand clearly that what does it mean, why this is different from this, will give you a clear idea. Now, the next one is a cross-sectional research, means that we collect data from a certain period, certain field, or many subjects also can involve here. But main point is certain at a point of time. So they will take up at a point of time in different subject, it could be. So data collected at a single point in time, we say snapshot of phenomenon. So just that's a very, very small period of time we can come across. Like if you compare this longitudinal and cross-sectional, we can say we compare to a pipe. The water is running through a pipe. So long pipe is longitudinal, right? The running takes time and it involves more things. But if you take a cross-section of pipe and investigate about water things, that will be different. So it will give a limited time of results. And these are all about the types of research. So by understanding this, you will come to know how to design our research. So designing research methodology comes next. For example, for the typing, I'm just describing one design here. There are many, but they are based on the types of methods. When you clearly understand the types of research, it will definitely help you to choose your design. One example I would like to say here, descriptive design. So descriptive design includes phenomena being researched and characteristic of population. So I already mentioned that how descriptive research design involves. This is a design, that means a framework to describe internal variety does not require characteristic of population. It used for statistic of data, average and frequencies. So how we will get that descriptive, that it involves phenomenon being researched or a characteristic. It's similar to qualitative research, we can say. So what are the advantages of this descriptive design? Amount of data gathered by research can be used for future reference. It gives overview of study, which is helpful to determine variables used for study. So when you do this, you will identify, you will come to know the overview of how these variables, and it will be helpful for further studies. Also, a limitation of study can cause development or as useful tools. And there are limitations as well. Disadvantages would be to disapprove hypothesis outcome descriptive design cannot be used. So if the hypothesis or a phenomena is not approvable, like when you are conducting the research, so then outcome of this one also you cannot describe it, right? At the same time, study depends on measurement and instrumentation for observation. So you will do the measurement part and observing things. Also using observational method, outcome can be collected. So there are different ways of collecting data. So importantly, the disadvantage is observational method outcome cannot be collected. So that's observation method we cannot use here. So we have to choose the different. So there are different designs. Due to time concern, I have chosen only one. And so the most importantly, I would like to say that to conclude this, choosing the right type of research is important, because it defines a research question. It helps you with research question. What do you want to find out? Most importantly, right? When you are doing the research, you should know what do you want to find out. Or we say in the other form, the research question should be clear, precise, specific, right? And it should be very clear. And then the purpose. Purpose should be, what is the ultimate goal of your study? Is it useful for my for the society? What is the purpose? If you're discovering a new drug, it is of course useful to the society. Or if you're trying to find out the correlation between two factors for your company, yes, of course, it is important for that company's development. So in this way, they are the purpose. So you should know what is your question and what is the purpose. That is most important. And the next, that is available resources. What do we have? Do we have enough time? Do we have enough budget? Who will sponsor us? And expertise. Who is going to supervise us? Everything you have to think about when you have first define your research question. The next things are that because some research, they take time, but according to time, you have to change your methods also. You have to choose the different types, different methodology, right? So everything you have to check. And then most importantly, ethical consideration and feasibility and impact, like the earlier professor mentioned that plagiarism, these things are there many. And also ethical consideration from people, the population that you are dealing with, how which group of people you are going to do, and did you make the consent with them, and how well you have to do with that. And those things also should be very clearly understood and planned out before you conducted your research. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Irfan.